It is 1844 hours here, and this is my little show Technu. And what I thought I'd get into today is a little bit of environmental crap. So I just gotta get set up real quick here. Shouldn't take more than a couple seconds. Do a quick so I can see me, and I can't really see me. How come I can't see me? Let's see here. Let's see if that's any better. That's maybe a little better. So yeah, the old sayings coming up here. Battle lines being drawn. The whole liberal green revolution is upon us. Is that too high? That's too high. You have to be able to see me, right? I mean, makes no sense to not see me. That would be like counterproductive, counterintuitive to the whole great video scheme, right? Plastic, you know, does not grow on trees, but we're supposed to believe that plastic packaging really does grow on trees. And so here's the battle line. With the post-World War II generation, what happened was there was this, of course, rise of liberalism in the century before. And liberalism was this way of kind of structuring society around a revolution. And so this causes us to focus on our liberties, and so we have liberty for all. But in and amongst all of this is sort of a problem in that, how do you take care of... Oh, excuse me, I gotta turn off. Sorry, I hope that wasn't skipping. Yeah, I was just talking about history anyways. Boring old liberalism. And so what happened in and around things like the Treaty of Versailles, which was a very anti-German thing, and Germany was very much the center of Western civilization at that time. The question was, okay, so you got your liberalism and you want liberty for all, but how are you going to, you know, take care of the rest of reality apart from your philosophizing and dogmatism and political structuring? Because of course there's more to the universe than human beings and their politics. Did get rid of religion a great deal though. And so there was kind of a choice, I think. Either you go towards a more corporate and more militaristic stance, which we now know of as fascism anymore, but that's what it used to be called. And the other option was, well, I think now we've had a fundamental shift, and we're now at that choice, I guess you'd call it green politics, for lack of a more precise term. But what's come up recently here is the first market for a thing called carbon trading. And the idea here is, of course, motivated out of profit. So what is profit? Well, I think the important thing to understand here, maybe I'll try that some other time because I'll probably do some more video, but the thing about profit is that because of this attachment of liberalism and capitalism, it's become necessary to make profit into something that is going to solve human suffering and all of the ills and trials and tribulations of the world and all of our problems of humanity. So that way capitalism saves the day, you see. And that is, of course, again, not about capitalism as much as this emergence post-World War II of capitalism and liberalism. So what's really going on is around the late 80s, maybe 20 years ago since then, recycling became commodified, and recycled material. Why recycling is the way it is. It's why the Windows operating system GUI, or graphical user interface desktop as it's called, which is a synthetic term, but the screen that you work from when you're in Wind Blows by Microsnot has a recycling bin in it. You know, this is not because we're all in recycling, and it's a part of the larger capitalist, liberalist type of venture. So this is sort of, I guess, progressive capitalist liberalism or something like that, if you wanted to give it a term. I don't have to give it terminology like that, but some people do. As I think through a lot of what's actually going on here, the actual processes involved, I wonder about the amount of animals that are required for all these recycling processes. And of course I'm talking about the bacteria that break down everything from your plastic goods, and I believe a very high complex bacterial enslavement is required to break down polystyrenes, which are very difficult to break down. But also in the whole new war zone that's opened up with ethics, I think that's becoming more obvious from protests from farmers now that are coming out in North America. I think it's just come down to this fact that, again, like I was saying about capitalist liberalism and this whole idea of saving the world through capitalism, so therefore the cost that's required to the environment and to even the bacterial part of our ecosphere, to these poor habits. What we need, rather than recycling, is better living habits. And it even goes so far as to someone like Stephen Hawking, who comes out and says, well, you know, fuck the earth. We got to get the hell out of here, and we got to do it like yesterday, or we're never going to make it by the time our sun goes supernova. And, you know, I really think about that guy, that because he's tapping into this whole tradition from Albert Einstein and this is somehow a really good thing, that we can kind of sidestep the whole inclusion of institutionalized science and state sciences and the development of military sciences and the nuclear bomb and all of that sort of thing. And I don't know, I just think Stephen Hawking's a dink. I think the whole approach to physics and astrophysics has just become so overrated and discombobulated by American movie culture and science fiction. But anyways, kind of turning away from that a little bit, but I'll try and stay on point a little. I just wanted to make a point about ethnicity here, and back on the whole issue of Germany, which is one that I come back to a lot over the past few years. And I wonder if, because Germany is in the past tense and they have been they having their strong work ethics still, and Anglo-America, of course, is victorious after World War II, then, of course, the unethical system of turning to this banking system to solve all of the problems that we have, like, for example, financing ecologically sound technology instead of just adopting it, is kind of ruinous. I mean, if and when the bank can't finance, or finance out of the shadows, eventually it will just collapse. Is at best going to be half there. We got to get out of that. Anyways, maybe more on that next time. Ciao for now.